Step aside, Dior Eau Sauvage. In today's video, why a true classic never dies. All joking aside, ladies and gents, today we're going to talk about one of the most classic, timeless fragrances of all time. Are you ready? Let's do it. What is up, Frag fam? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, of course, a CFR classic fragrance review. It's a continuation. It's another episode of your CFR. You guys voted. I actually posted two pictures. One was actually a post, a story on Instagram. If you guys are not a part of the Emporium of Scents or my Instagram, links are going to be down below. I hope you guys join us, especially the Emporium of Scents, because it's fragrances 24/7. If you're a fragrance aficionado, you ought to check that group out for codes, discount codes, fragrant news, giveaways, swaps and trades, sales, you name it. If it's fragrance related, it's happening there 24/7. Again, links below. Hope to see you there. But today you guys voted and the choice was Dior's Eau Sauvage. Not to be confused with the 2015 release Sauvage, but this is actually the 1966 classic and timeless scent, simply called Eau Sauvage. This fragrance was introduced in 1966 by great master perfumer Edmund Rudnitska. 1966 Eau Sauvage is a citrus aromatic, legendary, timeless, classic scent that combines the classic cologne genre, adding some herbaceous kind of feel to the scent with some lavender, citruses, and of course some spices and amber with the mossy and vetiver green dry down that you get with this particular fragrance. As you would expect with today's perfumery, this is a fragrance that's been around since 1966, so 50 years in the making. So there are some reformulations or formulations of this particular fragrance. If you want to obtain the true form of this fragrance, I would suggest trying to procure a bottle no later than 2011. If you get anything past 2012, it's really neutered. The heart of the fragrance, as Luca Torin very well said, has been really massacred. They took that mid, the heart of the fragrance, and they tore it apart, making this fragrance, what we have available today, a shadow of what this fragrance once was. But if you get a bottle from 2011 or earlier, you're going to be okay. Especially if you get a vintage bottle, you're going to be all set, because this particular fragrance is definitely a masterpiece. I am very fortunate to have a vintage bottle. I think this is from the late 80s. But if you can find, like I said, anything before 2011, you're okay. If you get a bottle that has the magnetic cap, which I do own, this is actually a bottle from 2012 because I wanted to compare. As you see, this is the magnetic cap. So this particular fragrance is going to be a little bit more neutered, and as you can see here from the color of the juice, this is a little bit greener. This is a lot darker, so this is going to perform a lot stronger. It's going to be the original true form of the Eau Sauvage when compared to the current formulation, which is still a very nice citrus aromatic, just a lot more fleeting. You're not going to get the performance, longevity, projection as you would get with a vintage formulation. Fun fact here is Eau Sauvage is associated with masculinity and sensuality. This was actually the signature scent of one Hollywood star, Steve McQueen. Eau Sauvage opens up very bright, very citrusy, with an herbal green undertone, but it has this very elegant, masculine, it has this very timeless, transcendental kind of a smell to the scent. When I smell this fragrance, what comes to mind is a very well put together gentleman, someone of class, of elegance, of refinement. It has all of those components very imprinted in this DNA of this particular Dior. And we all know Dior does it delightfully, and it's no different with this particular fragrance. If I ever put a list together of the top 10 or top 20 most influential, classic, timeless, masculine scents, this would definitely make the list. Eau Sauvage also, besides that citrus, very aromatic, opening, it's going to give you a little bit of a barbershop feel. There's a lavender that's, surrounding the heart of this fragrance. Also has a very beautiful woodsy undertone with vetiver and oak moss. You guys know how much I love oak moss in my fragrances, Italian cypress, moss brash from Tom Ford. I speak immensely of that particular note, and this one here features a beautiful oak moss and vetiver woodsy dry down that's just to die for. There's also a minty kind of a vibe that you get with the opening here, provided by a geranium note that you get with this fragrance that's just unbelievably good, especially for the springtime. It's very, very fresh, very invigorating, just a great all-around scent. If I'm looking for a citrus aromatic classic fragrance, I always gravitate towards this one. I have a ton of different, formulations and bottles of this particular fragrance because it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. Dior Sauvage has a very understated elegance elegance and refinement to this fragrance. If you want to convey a great professional and very well put together vibe about yourself, this is definitely one you should check out, even in today's formulation. If you have a situation like a work, professional, an interview, a situation that you have to convey a great well put together vibe about yourself, but you need to be very controlled, very subtle, this stuff will do it like no other. There are also different variations of Eau Sauvage, or flankers if you will. There's one that was released in 1984. This is Eau Sauvage Eau Extreme that I absolutely love. This is a little darker. It takes that citrus aromatic and adds some darker components to it. We also have one that was released, I believe, in 2003. This is Fresher Cure, which is a fresh citrus take on the leather note, which I do love. Also discontinued, hard to find. And we also have one that was discontinued recently. This is Eau Sauvage Parfum. There's a 2017 re-release or reformulation of this fragrance. But if you get this particular one, which is Bergamot, Myrrh, and Vetiver, it is just unbelievably good. Great for cold season. So as you can see, I'm a true fan of Eau Sauvage from Dior. I think if I had to pick my favorite Dior fragrance of all time, I'd probably have to go with this one, just because it's an all-around great scent. It has all the components and facets of a great all-around scent that you could just pick up and go. If you want that classic timeless feel, nothing does it like Dior Eau Sauvage. If you want me to give you a couple of fragrances that are actually close to this fragrance or remind me of this fragrance or in the same family or genre, I would say check out Armani's Eau pour Homme, and also you can check out Rubigant's Cologne Intense. I think those two fragrances are the closest as I can think of to a fragrance that smells just like this one. I think Acqua di Parma Cologne Intense is also a little bit similar to this fragrance, but like I said, this is in its own league, man. This stuff is just unbelievably good. This stuff is so good that I have a quote here from a great perfumer that you guys may know, one Raja Dove, that I had the pleasure to interview, said, and I quote, "One of the greatest miracles in modern days perfumery." That's how good this stuff is. Now here's the deal. Performance, when it comes to the vintage stuff, it'll last all day and then some. If you get a current formulation, you're gonna get about 5 to 6 hours. If you spray your clothes, you'll get a day's work, which is all I'm looking for. So not bad at all when it comes to performance. It's not a monster. It's not gonna project like crazy. You can wear this all year round, but I think it's definitely great for spring and summer. If you're going to be at a professional event, professional occasions, work environment, this stuff is just perfect. One of my go-tos for sure. Very elegant, very sophisticated, very professional smelling, great, well put together scent. I can't see someone not liking this fragrance. In fact, I think it's going to give you really good positive notices as well. It is not dated, despite the fact that it's been around for 50 plus years. It's definitely one of those scents that is just unbelievably good. You just can't get enough. It's citrus, it's aromatic, it's a little bit fruity, it has a little bit of an ambery undertone, some dried fruits up top. It's just, like I said, it has all the facets and components that makes a great timeless masterpiece. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you guys appreciate this Eau Sauvage review. Let me know in the comment section below, how much do you like this fragrance? Are you a great fan of Eau Sauvage, flankers and lineup like myself? And also let me know what other CFR classic fragrance reviews you guys would like to see on this channel. And one last thing, if you guys appreciate the channel, if you love the content, please don't forget to share your support. It's free and it helps me continue to do this for you. It's very simple, doesn't cost anything. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. That way you'll never miss out on future content, which is quite often. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, remember, fragrance is emotion in motion, so wear what truly moves you. Catch you guys real soon.